Maria was only 9 years old when she began her special morning routine. Every day before going to school, she would set aside a bit of food and leave it on a small plate on the back porch of her house. The recipient of that meal was an orange cat with green eyes, thin, wary and mysterious, that had appeared in the neighborhood a few weeks earlier. At first, the cat kept its distance. It waited for Maria to go back inside before approaching the food. Its movements were cautious, as if ready to flee at any moment. The girl watched through the window, her heart aching to see how scared and lonely that animal seemed. The building of trust. As days went by, something magical began to happen. The cat started arriving earlier, sometimes even while Maria was still placing the food on the plate. After a week, it no longer ran away when she opened the door. It would simply sit a few meters away, watching her with those intense green eyes, as if trying to decide whether it could trust this small human with brown hair and a gentle smile. Maria talked to him while preparing the meal. She told him about school, about her favorite drawings, and how she had asked her parents to adopt a cat, but they always said it wasn't at the right time. The cat listened, or at least seemed to, twitching its ears toward her voice. A month after their first encounter, the impossible happened. The cat allowed Maria to touch him. It was just a brief stroke on the head, as quick as a sigh, but enough to make the girl's eyes sparkle with emotion. From that day on, those touches became part of their morning routine. Maria had named him Sol, sun, because of his orange fur that glowed under the morning light. The growing bond Sol began to wait for Maria. He arrived on the porch even before she woke up, sitting patiently until he heard her light footsteps around the house. When she appeared with the plate of food, he purred loudly, rubbing affectionately against her legs, as if saying thank you in his feline language. Maria's parents watched that friendship blossom. Initially worried about diseases or fleas, they gradually gave in to their daughter's dedication and the cat's gentle nature. Her father even built a small shelter on the porch, a wooden house with an old blanket inside, so Sul could have a place to stay warm and dry during rainy nights. The girl saved part of her allowance to buy proper cat food. She also took Sul to the municipal vet, where he received vaccines and was neutered free of charge. The vet said Sul was about 2 years old and in good health, despite having lived on the streets. Maria felt an immense relief knowing her friend was safe and well. The different morning one. Saturday morning, 6 months after their first meeting, something unusual happened. Maria went out with the plate of food as always, but Sul wasn't in his usual spot. She called for him, worried. It would be the first time he'd ever missed breakfast. Then, from the other side of the garden, she heard a meow. Sul emerged from behind a bush, walking slowly toward her. But there was something different. He had something in his mouth. Maria's heart raced. A mouse? A bird? She knew cats sometimes hunted and brought their prey to humans as gifts. She had read about it in a book about felines. She didn't want Sul to hurt other animals, but she also knew it was part of his instinct. When Sul got closer, Maria realized it wasn't an animal. It was something small, furry, and moving. She crouched down, curious and confused, as Sul carefully placed his catch at her feet. The unexpected surprise. It was a kitten, a tiny baby cat, no more than 3 or 4 weeks old, with gray and white fur, eyes still closed and letting out soft, fragile mews. Maria gasped in astonishment. Sul looked at her, then at the kitten, and meowed, as if trying to explain something very important. The girl understood immediately. Sul wasn't alone. He had a family, or at least a tiny baby who needed care. With her heart pounding, Maria called out for her parents. When they reached the porch and saw the scene, they were just as astonished. Sul made another trip, and another, and another. In total, he brought 4 kittens, one by one, carrying each gently by the neck, just as mother cats do. He placed them all near Maria, arranging them into a small, warm pile of fur and soft meows. Maria's father rushed to get a box and some extra blankets. Her mother warmed up a bit of milk. Together, they prepared a cozy little nest for the kittens inside the house. Saul watched every move, but showed no fear or distrust. It was as if he knew from the very beginning that this human family would help. The silent request. That day, Maria understood something profound about trust and gratitude. Saul hadn't just accepted her help during all those months. He had remembered every act of kindness, every dish of food, every gentle touch. And when his kittens were born and needed a safe place, he thought of the brown-haired girl who fed him every morning. Maria's parents called the veterinarian, who gave instructions on how to care for such tiny kittens. They needed special feeding every few hours, so the family took turns. Maria, in particular, was radiant. Her dream of having a cat had multiplied by 5. Saul stayed close to his kittens, now with a calmness he had never shown before. He was no longer the wary street cat. He was a protective father who had found a safe harbor for his family. The happy ending. 3 months later, the kittens were big and healthy. Maria's family decided to adopt Saul and one of the kittens, a female who had inherited her father's green eyes. The other 3 found loving homes with friends and neighbors, all carefully chosen by Maria, who insisted on visiting each house before approving the adoption. Saul never had to sleep on the streets again. He had his soft bed, guaranteed meals, plenty of affection, and most importantly, he had the girl who believed in him when he was just another abandoned cat trying to survive. The lesson of Maria and Saul. This story teaches us about the depth of the connections we can build with animals. Maria didn't see Saul merely as a stray cat who needed food. She saw a living being deserving of dignity, respect, and love. And Saul, in turn, showed that animals are capable of remembering, trusting, and giving back the kindness they receive. How many souls are out there waiting for a Maria to see them with?